What up, 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 what up? What's good, people? What is up? What is up? They went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. Mike,
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Or you gonna run me my coins? Run me my cooch or run me my coins? Run me my cooch or run me my coins? Run me my cooch or run me my coins? That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Woo, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was going to start. I thought Lil Murder was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Uncle Cliff, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. What he had on looked like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Yana Van Zam's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup, clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. Like, you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. Yeah. Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see. Can I see? Get me up in my DMs, and I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue jock strap or something like that. I'd love to see it too. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy.
Does he have on a bald cap and it's colored? What is going on here? I've been trying to figure out for the past 10 minutes. There's a line there and then it gathers back here, but then you see the paint there. What is going on with his hair? What is going on with this? What's this? What is all this?
Hey, what's up, y'all? I just wanted to start with that and be real funny because we had such a good time on Silly Saturday. So I wanted to start off with that. Okay. I thought y'all would get a kick out of that, just like we did on Saturday during Silly Saturday. Anyway, y'all, welcome to your Monday edition of Run Your Mouth. This is the Cinco de Mayo edition. Now listen, we're gonna have us a good time today, okay? A good time. Listen, I got what's left in this bottle of gin, and then I got a whole nother bottle for myself. I got my chaser. I went and got some tortilla chips. And I just got through making it too. I was almost late. I made my everything but the chicken sink guacamole. It's got everything but the kitchen sink. And for my guac, I put a little cilantro, of course, the avocados, onion, bell pepper, only plum tomatoes. I only use plum tomatoes. I put a little bit of diced celery and a little bit of diced cucumber in there, and it gives it a nice taste. I sprinkle me a little bit of you got to use a little bit of lime juice, real lime, not the lime juice already squeezed. You cut up a lime, squeeze it, and then I cut up a quarter of a nice sweet piece of orange. So I, cut a quarter of that and squeeze it in there. That girl is good. And then I use a little bit of salt and pepper. That's all you need. And that's the everything but the chicken's kitchen sink guacamole. It's good. It's good. I like my guac thick and chunky. I don't like it, you know, with two. The avocado is the side ingredient. It's all the other stuff that make it good. So we're gonna eat some of this, and while we go through the news today, girl, open shit. Let me say hey to y'all, and we can get this party started. Hold on, let me see what this guacamole is telling me. See what she's saying. You take your nice good, mm, mm, mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's real good. Mm-hmm. 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 Y'all need to get y'all drinks. Let me get the first drink ready. We're gonna use some mango twist for our chaser. Y'all need to get y'all drinks ready. It's Cinco de Mayo. I'm supposed to be going up the street to the Mexican restaurant later tonight. They're supposed to be having a big party up the street at the Mexican restaurant. So I might slide by there and see what they talking about. Now I don't know how bold they're gonna be to be outside for this Cinco de Mayo. Ice probably working overtime on days like today, baby. Listen, I don't advise, all of my Hispanic and Latino friends. This might not be the Cinco de Mayo to be outside, honey. But the way they rounding people up, y'all might have some issues and some complications. And I love y'all too much. I don't need y'all getting caught up in this foolishness. Anyway, that was good, y'all. Oh, that drink is good too. Okay, we're gonna be right today. We're gonna be right. Let me say hey to y'all and we can get this party started. Hey, Tanya Boo. There go my boo thing. Hey, Tanya. Tanya, you probably on your way home, huh? You gotta tell me how Gala Day was, Tanya. Hey, Tracy W. How you doing? Hey, Janae. What's good, boo? Janae, you going to go be with Tariffs tomorrow? Y'all finna tomorrow start y'all wrestling? You going over to the West Coast tomorrow, or is that Wednesday? Hey, little baby. What's going on? Beautiful. Terrence, what's good, bruh? You're gonna go to work because you got to make that money. I know you finna be off for the next couple days. Hmm. We were waiting with bated breath. Hey, Uncle Jay, what's going on, sir? Candace F, how are you, my love? How are you? Yes, Cam, we here for all of the foolishness. All of the foolishness. All of it. You already drunk, Uncle Jay? Bitch, let me catch up. Hold on. Let me start catching up, Uncle Jay. Don't worry about it. You about to go wrestle with the passer? Hey, Savon, what's going on, beautiful? Good to see you. Hey, the Tea Lounge, how you doing? How is you doing today, sweetheart? Now look at who we have here. Hey, Paul, what's going on? Paul, what's going on? What's going on, Paul? I'm glad to see you. Hey, lovely 31 Blueprint. Now, lovely 31 Blueprint. I'm expecting an avatar change sometime soon. You made me used to you changing your avatar all the time. And you just can't be keeping this same avatar the whole time. I'm just saying. We still love you though. Hey, crazy homebody girl. Child. Yeah, it's time to run our mouth. Lovely 31 Blueprint. It's time to run our mouth. Hey, Brittany Janae. Right. Please, listen, I'm gonna have mine. Don't even worry about it, Tracy. If I go on up there, I'm gonna have mine. Hero, hero, hero. Hey, 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 hey. Cha, cha. It is Monday, but it's Cinco de Mayo, and it's already time to drink. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I got you. Y'all fly back next. Okay, okay. It's still gonna be some wrestling going on. Mm. Okay. I know it's gonna be some wrestling wherever y'all at. Montrez, what's up, bro? mm. Volando tequila with my cranberry and ice on the side. Ooh, child. Child. I already know, Tanya. Girl, I gotta go look at the pictures, honey. I already knew y'all was clouding. Yeah, I already know y'all was clouding. Hey, Yana, what's going on, boo? Child. What is going on? Child. Hey, Miss Bay Thing. All right, y'all. It's about that time to get this party started. Go ahead and put a shondo in the chat if you're ready to get this party started. Child. Xavier, what is going on, sir? What is up? All right, y'all. I think it's about time. Ladies and gentlemen, non-binary gender conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the late great Larry Myers to help us usher in our Sugar Spike segment.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So loved the world. I want to fight. That he gave, his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And who shall ever believe?
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Y'all gotta forgive me. I was over here trying to. I had to got some more of this guacamole with these chips, with these tortilla chips, bitch. Oh, it was so good. Mmm. Mmm. This shit good as fuck. Oh, girl. Thank you, Larry. I might have to go a second time, Larry. Girl. Anyway, so yesterday on Meet the Press with our girl Kristen Welker. I like Kristen Welker. Beautiful black woman. Love Kristen Welker. She done earned her. I try to make sure that I support her because y'all know NBC and their nefarious relationship with black women. And so I try to support Kristen Welker. But Kristen Welker yesterday, she interviewed y'all's president, number 45. And during that interview, he said the silent part out loud. Oh, he said the silent part out loud. You want to know what here it is. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Why is it not playing? One more time. Dear God, hold on. Let me see something here. All right, hold on. Damn video. Hold on, y'all. No worries. There's more than one way to skin a cat. I can still bring this to y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Hold your line. Cause I need y'all to hear this. I need y'all to hear what I heard. Hold on. Hold on for a moment. Hold on. I'm so mad. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, here we go. I found it because the video I uploaded won't go, but it's more than one way to skin a cat. We can still play the video right here. Okay, here we go. All right, there we go. Here's what he said. He said the silent part out loud.
Your Secretary of State says everyone who's here, citizens and non-citizens, deserve due process. Do you agree, Mr. President?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know.
Well, the Fifth Amendment says.
I don't know. It seems it might say that, but if you're talking about that, then we'd have to have 1 million or 2 million or 3 million trials. We have thousands of people that are some murderers and some drug dealers and some of the worst people on earth. But some of the worst, most dangerous people on earth. And I was elected to get them the hell out of here, and the courts are holding me from doing it.
But even given those numbers that you're talking about, don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know. I have to respond by saying again, I have brilliant lawyers that work for me.
Your Secretary of State says everyone who's here, citizens and.
Let me rewind that part again.
Constitution of the United States as president of the United. Don't you need to uphold the numbers that you're talking about? Don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know.
Even given those numbers that you're talking about, don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know.
Even those numbers that you're talking about, don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know.
Even those numbers that you're talking about, don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know.
Numbers that you're talking about, don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know.
Don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know.
Don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know.
Don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know.
Don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know.
Don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know.
I just had to let y'all hear it for yourself. I'm just saying. The man was asked directly if he needs to uphold the Constitution of these yet to be United States of America, to which he replied, I don't know. That's what he said. The man said, I don't know. Mind you, your oath of office requires you to say that. But the man said he don't know. Cajun is not blocked over here. I've been unblocked him. So if he's not over here, it's because he chooses not to be. I unblocked him a long time ago. Listen, he's saying the quiet part out loud. We know he and his sycophants want no parts of this thing called the Constitution. I told y'all he's been using the Constitution as toilet paper for the last since he got back in office. Technically, Harold, if you go back and watch the inauguration, he never put his hand on the Bible. He had one hand up and one hand to his side. He never put his hand on the Bible. When he go back and look at the inauguration from January, he never put his hand on the Bible. Never did. Go look. It's all there. He never put his hand on the Bible. Sure didn't. I'm just saying. So We already know these people want no parts of the rule of law. Hey, Lock Queen, what's going on, boo? We know these people want no parts of the rule of law. They want none of it. Exactly, little baby. But I just wanted to show y'all, in case you missed it yesterday on Meet the Press, he's saying it out loud now. Don't you have to uphold the Constitution? Baby, I don't know. Depends on what it says and how I feel. So there's that. In more new sugar spiky news. So the White House has announced plans to possibly offer illegal immigrants $1,000 to self-deport. Let me. This is serious, y'all. This is not a Saturday Night Live sketch. I'm not being hyperbolic. This isn't some article from theonion.com. No, this is real. Let me read this for you. The Trump administration announced today that it will pay illegal immigrants to self-deport rather than await arrest by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Those without legal status, whom the administration says should not remain in the country, could be paid as much as $1,000 if they use the CPB Home app to report their departure. President Trump's plans for mass deportations have been hindered by multiple court challenges and stretched resources at the Department of Homeland Security. The administration began encouraging those without legal status to self-deport in early March. Figures on how many migrants have taken the White House up on their offer so far have not been made public. In an announcement today, DHS said it was offering the stipend to those who prove they have made it back to their home country using the self-deport feature on CPB Home. As the federal government seeks to remove millions of those without legal status, including those whose Biden-era protections were revoked in recent months, it called self-deportations a, quote, dignified way to leave the U.S., end of quote. According to the Department of Homeland Security, the cost of arresting, detaining, and removing each migrant is around $17,121, meaning the department could potentially save millions of dollars if the stipend entices enough people to deport themselves. Rather than just leave these people alone, save the U.S. government a boatload of money, right? Y'all rather do this instead of giving back to the American people, rather than do things that could help the average American, like having universal health care, like forgiving all student loans and having free college tuition, like, making sure that we can trust and believe that Medicaid will be here, Social Security, I should say, will be here for all of us when we retire. Y'all want to spend money on fuck shit that we don't. Here we are, y'all. Here the fuck we are. Now, my question is, do y'all believe that once these migrants go back home, that they're really going to get these payments of $1,000? Because I have no reason to believe that any parts of the United States Department of Homeland Security is going to give these people any amount of money once they're back in their home countries. What are they going to do? Direct deposit, right? Or they going to do mail them a check? Like, how exactly do you propose us getting the money to these people when they get back? I'm just asking. Inquiring minds want to know. Doesn't money like this have to be allocated by a vote of Congress? Wouldn't it have to be a vote of Congress to allocate U.S. taxpayer funds for something like this? I'm just inquiring how this exactly works, because y'all know we have a group of individuals in the White House that don't have a fucking clue. Listen. I just want to know. I just want to know. Here we are. Hey, Chef Don, what's going on? But I mean, y'all had Jesus God. So y'all giving $1,000, allegedly giving $1,000 to every migrant who self deports and tells you once he gets there. Okay. eh, See how far that gets you. Because I have no reason to believe. I do not trust these people. They ain't giving $1,000 to anyone. First of all, how are they gonna get it to them? Because they're not gonna give them they're not gonna do any kind of direct deposit or wire transfer. Then you got to go, they have to find somewhere to live so you can mail them the check. And then when you talk about allocating taxpayer funds to something like this, if I'm not mistaken, this has to be done by a vote of Congress. I'm with you, Candace F. Run me my coins now. Mm-mm. I need mine now. Stop playing with me. Run me my coins right now. I'm not gonna wait for y'all fucktards to play with. No, 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 no. Right. That's my point. They don't even have bank accounts. And if they're going back to another. Most of them may not even have a place to stay. They may be unhoused. Y'all. Hey, Symmetry. Like, this is just a mess. Just a damn mess. In more news, now I want y'all to pay real close attention to this. I want y'all to pay real close attention to this next story, okay? It's very important that you pay attention to this. Trust me. Here's the headline. State Department labels Haitian gangs as terrorist organizations. I want y'all to remember that, okay? Pay attention. The Trump administration has designated a coalition of Haitian gangs that have embroiled the Caribbean nation in mass violence as terrorist organizations. A White House official confirmed to NBC News. The Vive and Sam coalition and the Grand Griffe gang will now be labeled as foreign terrorist organizations and as specially designated global terrorists by the State Department. I want y'all to pay attention to that part. That is probably one of the most important parts of this article. The designation was first reported by the Miami Herald. The Treasury Department also applied the designation to the Grand Griffe uh, gang. In October, the gang took responsibility for a massacre of at least 115 people in Ponsonde, a rural town. Earlier this year, Secretary of State Marco Rubio authorized a similar designation for several Mexican cartels and gangs, including MS-13 and Trenderagua, according to which if an individual is found to be providing, quote, material support, end of quote, to them, they could face sanctions and penalties. That's the part that you need to pay attention to. Let me go on, because we need to talk about this. Is what we need to talk about. This right here, we need to talk about. Let me finish this though. And this came from Marco Rubio's statement on Friday. Quote, engaging in transactions with members of these groups entails risks in relations to counterterrorism sanctions authorities, not only for Haitians, but also for U.S. lawful permanent residents and U.S. citizens. Individuals and entities providing material support or resources to Vive Ensemble or Grand Griffe could face criminal charges and admissibility or removal from the United States. End of quote. The terrorist designation for Tren de Aragua and MS-13 has been used as one determining factor in deporting several people in the U.S. to a Salvadorian prison. The move comes as thousands of Haitians living in the U.S. under protected status programs were told they must leave the country months before their status was set to expire. According to a fact sheet by the State Department, Grand Griffe is the largest gang in Haiti's rural Artibonite region. The department said that the gang is responsible for 80% of the deaths in that area, including an attack earlier this year that killed a Kenyan military officer on a mission to provide security in Haiti. Vive Ensemble is a coalition of gangs, especially concentrated in Port-au-Prince, where most of the violence has centralized since 2021. According to the State Department, this group coordinated the attacks that have destabilized critical infrastructure, including prisons, government buildings, and the main airport. Rubio told the Herald that the designation was part of America's responsibility to address the widespread violence and political upheaval in the country. The Department of Homeland Security did not respond to a request for comment. In anticipation of the designation, Democratic Representative Gregory Meeks of New York and Sheila Sherfilis McCormick of Florida sent a letter to Rubio sharing their problems with the plans. Let me just tell y'all. Let me get to the point of this for y'all. This same designation is what they did with Tren de Aragua and MS-13. And now, what were they doing? They just started rounding up anyone of Hispanic descent that had any types of tattoos and justifying their illegal deportations of these people by saying these tattoos mean that they're a part of Tren de Aragua or they're a part of MS-13. So now, y'all know that since they've started shipping away Palestinians and shipping away Hispanics, what have I continued to say to black people? What the fuck have I been yelling for the last several months that black people, this whole we sitting on the sidelines, this whole we checking out is not going to work? Because what is happening to the Hispanics is now about to happen to black people. Because guess what Haitians look like? They look like I do. They look like y'all do. And this country has proven they're not going to try to differentiate. All they're going to do is see your black ass and see you got the wrong kind of tattoos, and they may do just like they've been doing our Hispanic brothers and sisters. Snatch you right on up and say, yeah, you must be a part of those Haitian games. We've deemed them terrorist groups, and now we have the ability to ship you out of this country illegally to Salvadorian prisons. Mind you, the legal immigration status of the Haitians is not up until way late in 2025. And they've already started asking the Haitians to self-deport now, well before the expiration. I fully expect at some point ICE will start rounding up Haitians saying, oh, you got this tattoo? Oh, that must mean you're a part of one of these Haitian gangs. I'm just telling you, this is happening. This is happening. This is happening. Listen, You think that's bad? In my hometown of Miami, ICE was standing outside, was rounding up people from the Uber. You know, when you go to the airports and they have the little Uber parking lot where Uber drivers will wait to get a Uber, somebody to pick up, to request an Uber, and they got the little Uber parking lots or whatever. They were rounding up Latino and Hispanic people from their cars in the designated Uber areas, rounding them up and deporting them. ICE. Hmm. No, 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 no. They're not only going by tattoos, Xavier, but that's one of the things that they're using. They go by, what's your last name? And what's oh, you got tattoos on your body? Yeah, that must be MS-13. That must be Trende Aragua. That's what they're using. Now, so I'm telling you, us as black people, we need to be concerned because there are so many things happening that we just checking out for. This is yet another thing that is happening, and by the time people wake up and realize that this is happening, it might be too late. It might be too late. Hey, everybody that came in. I know some people came in. Jason, Miss Bay, Thing, Simera, China White. Hey, everybody. This is happening, y'all. Hey, Aquarius Goddess. You say they sending payments via Western Union? I doubt it. Doubt it. It ain't happening. But y'all listen. This is happening. This is happening. In more news that these people don't have a fucking clue as to what's going on. So your president was out here, over the weekend, posting on social media about how he's going to put these 100% tariffs on movies produced outside of this country, not knowing that there's not an easy way to do that, sir. You do realize that over 90% of movies have all or portions of their films that are filmed in other countries like Canada, Mexico, countries in Europe. And even if it's not the whole movie, there may be certain scenes in those movies that they film in another country. So where do we start? Let me read this. The White House on Monday said no final decisions have been made about tariffs on foreign films after President Trump, a day prior, called for a 100% tariffs on movies produced in other countries. Quote, although no final decision on foreign film tariffs have been made, the administration is exploring all options to deliver on President Trump's directive to safeguard our country's national and economic security while making Hollywood great again. End of quote. And that came from spokesperson Kush Desai. What the fuck is going on with my phone and why are people bothering me? Leave me alone. God. But these people are fucking morons. Fucking morons. These people don't have a fucking clue. Don't have a clue. Don't have a clue. So about 80 to 90% of films have some portion of the film that is filmed and produced outside of this country. Like really? I Meanwhile, back at the ranch, what we also need to be concerned with is once again the elimination and obviation of our history as Black people. Hmm. Hmm. Here's the problem. There's no reasonable way to do this. None at all, Xavier. There's no reasonable way to do this. That is the point. Moving on. Well, hold on. I need to take a swig. I need to take a bite of it. Before I get to this story, I need to take some more of this good guacamole so I don't lose it over here. Hold on for a moment. I want to chew in y'all ear. Hold on for a moment. Because I'm gonna need this to make it through this next story. Oh, that was good. But I needed that to make it through this next story. Well, here we are. Here the fuck we are. Here's the headline. Here's the goddamn headline. Oklahoma wants to teach kids Trump's false version of the 2020 election where he was cheated out of victory. The Oklahoma Superintendent of Public Instruction, the fuck bitch you see right there, Ryan Walters, announced a new education policy for the state on Thursday of last week, which includes the allegation that there were, quote, discrepancies, end of quote, in the 2020 election where President Donald Trump basically claims was stolen from him. The new academic standards for social studies for the coming school year state that students should, quote, identify discrepancies in 2020 elections results by looking at graphs and other information, including the sudden halting of ballot counting in select cities and key battleground states, the security risks of mail-in balloting, sudden batch dumps, and an unforeseen record number of voters, and an unprecedented contradiction of bellwether county trends, end of quote. This comes after the Oklahoma Senate declined to take action on a resolution that would reject the election denial language in the social studies standards. Mr. Walters lobbied against the resolution, and the far right group Moms for Liberty issued a letter threatening to challenge any Republican lawmaker who voted for it. 3 new board members of the Oklahoma State Board of Education have said that Walters has been dishonest by making late changes to the standards without telling them or the public, and by saying that the standards had to be approved during a meeting in late February when they could have been put forward to the legislature for approval this week. I I can't read no more. I don't know what y'all. This is the kind of stuff that drives me to drink. This is the kind of shit that drives me to drink. I don't know what y'all want from me. I just report on the fucking news. And as an educator, as a person who for years helped develop curriculum, making sure that the utmost pedagogical requirements were upheld in the designating and setting of curricula. When you hear stuff like this, it's maddening. It's fucking maddening. So now you will have generations of students coming out of the great state of Oklahoma believing that the 2020 election was stolen. Now, the more scary thing is, what's even scarier is other states will follow. And there you have it. Hey, Miss Shorty B. Other states will follow. You think Texas won't want parts of that? You think Arkansas won't sign up for that? You think Tennessee isn't first in line to sign up for this? Mississippi, Alabama. You think some of these states aren't lining up for this? But the idiocy of all of this, is that in these same states, the same ballot that Joseph Robinette and Donald John were on is the same ballot that many of those conservative Republican election officials were on, where they won their respective elections. So when you call into question the election of Joseph Robinette, doesn't it equally call into question your respective election wins of any conservative or Republican that won their respective elections in the year of our Lord 2020? I'm just asking. Please be clear. I've already seen them, and I'm already aware of textbooks that will be approved for next school year that will say that Black people came over here voluntarily to help build this country. I promise you, I've already seen them. I've already seen it. They're in the approvals process right now in several districts across this country. I know because many of my friends are on the boards that approve textbooks and curriculum. They're already here going through the approval process of saying that Black people voluntarily came over here to help build this country because they believed in the experiment that was these yet to be United States of America. Angela, I concur. Larry, I'm spiking out.
Oh, Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So loved the world, I want to fight. That he gave, yeah, his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe
Major sugar spike.
they shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
I had to take another bite of my guacamole. This is happening. Anytime there's textbook adoption, school boards have to announce that they're at a school board meeting. The process, Miss Shorty B, you have every school board has to publicly show their agenda for their school board meetings. This is the time of year for curriculum adoptions, textbook adoptions. Now, granted, textbook adoptions come depends on the school districts. I've seen some school districts as few as every 3 years. I've seen some school districts 5 years. I've seen some school districts as far out as 6 or 7 years. But textbook adoptions and things like that, adoption of curricula happens, has to be approved at a school board meeting. They have to allow the public to come and speak on it. So you can always check your local school board agenda. Go to the local school board website. They have to post their agenda on that website so that you know what they're going to discuss, and they have to give you ways where you can sign up and speak about that particular and give you time to speak on that particular topic or subject. Will it make a difference in how they vote? Depends on how many people come there and object to it. But there is ways. Hey Shay, what's going on, boo? Listen, Angela, understand what I'm telling you. I have been screaming for the last 2 or 3 years that us as Black people, we're going to have to learn from our Native American and indigenous brothers and sisters, where everything we learned in our history classes about what happened to Native Americans is wrong. Is whitewashed, is made to look like the people that came over from England were the heroes and the protagonists, and there were these savages out here attacking them. We've never learned the true and real history of Native Americans and indigenous people in our K through 12 education. And the same way that they rewrote the history of Native Americans and indigenous people, they're going to do the goddamn same thing to us. The exact same thing will happen to Black people and our history. I'm telling you. This is happening, people. This is happening. Tell Terrence I said you're welcome. This is happening. This is happening. All the while, people said, oh, it's time for us to check out. This ain't our fight. We ain't got nothing to do with this. Okay. Let me know when y'all ready to get up in the fight. It might be too late at that point. I'm just saying. Hey, Cajun. Right. We have never learned the real history, not in K through 12 education, of what happened to our indigenous brothers and sisters, our Native American brothers and sisters. We've never gotten that because they never tried to write the real history. They never wanted you to really see what they did. And the same thing is going to happen to us. To this day, what do they always say to Black people? We don't want to talk about slavery. Get over it. It's in the past. We don't want to talk about it. Why? Because they don't want to admit to the original sin. They do not want to admit to what they did, and they are going to go about making certain that there is no records or history of it. So that's why I'm not being hyperbolic. I have seen the textbooks. The textbooks are in many districts in the process of textbook approval and alignment, where these textbooks say that Black people came here voluntarily to help in the building of this nation. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. So if we do nothing else, we need to take a lesson from our Native American and indigenous brothers and sisters as to how they're going to rewrite our history the same way they did with our Native American and indigenous brothers and sisters. Exactly, Cajun. And the sad part is, at least our Native American brothers and sisters were given something. They were given, resurrect a little bit of something. Our Black asses ain't never been given anything. And then there's that. Let me move on before I spike the fuck out. Oh God, I'm thinking it's getting any better, and it's getting fucking worse. Oh God. Well, let's talk about this fuck bitch. Let's talk about this motherfucker. Uh-huh. Questions are mounting about Pennsylvania Democratic Senator John Fetterman's ability to continue serving after recent reports that former and current staffers are increasingly concerned about his erratic behavior. Fetterman, who had a stroke in 2022, had run as a progressive but has sharply shifted to the right. In May of 2024, his former chief of staff wrote a 1,600-word email to the medical director of the traumatic brain injury and psychiatry unit at Walter Reed, expressing concern over Fetterman's mental health, including his quote conspiratorial thinking, megalomania, and rambling, end of quote. New York Magazine reveals that in a private meeting in February, Senator Fetterman spoke against Israel's then ceasefire, saying, quote, let's get back to killing, end of quote. During a discussion on Gaza and the Palestinians, he reportedly said, quote, kill them all, end of quote. In February, The Intercept reported there had been an exodus from Fetterman's staff due to his shift on Israel and his willingness to work with President Trump. Many of Fetterman's small donors have also asked for him to return their campaign donations to them, excuse me. There is concern about his mental fortitude and wherewithal. Many of his staffers have left, and he's had to get new staffers. We know that there's been something wrong with him from the time he entered Congress. Since he entered Congress, he has not been mentally stable and doesn't seem to be mentally fit. I say get his ass out of there. Now, he's up for re-election in 2028. He's not up for re-election again until 2028. He just got in there in 2022. He was just elected in 2022. So he wouldn't be up for re-election until 2028. He's not mentally there. He has been a fucking disaster. He's been a goddamn disaster. He's been a disaster. Get his ass out of there. In more sugar spiky news, a community in Texas where a launch site for Elon Musk's SpaceX company is located voted to incorporate as the city of Starbase, Texas. Residents of Cameron County, who are mostly SpaceX employees, voted in favor of the move in a 212 to 6 vote. Musk celebrated the vote in a post on the social media platform, which he also owns, stating, quote, Starbase is now a real city, end of quote. So now you all have given Elon Musk his own city in the great state of Texas. Now they say it's down there near Brownsville, Texas. I mean, if it means anything, the board of trustees have started the process of searching for a new CEO of Tesla. I did see that this weekend, that they have begun voting the process and going through executive search companies in order to find a new CEO of Tesla, because they're tired of the company and the stock being driven into the ground. Chef Don Don, these your people. You over there in Texas, Chef Don Don. Don't be mad at us. These are your people, Chef Don Don. You are over there in Texas. These are your people. You can't be getting mad at us, okay? Child. Chef Don Don. I don't know what you want from us. These are y'all people over in Texas, okay? I ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't have anything to do with it. I'm just here reporting on the stories. That's all I do, is I just report on the stories. But y'all done gave fuckboy aficionado Elon Musk his own city now. Right, Tracy W. Tell Chef Don Don to get his people. Apparently they do. They do what they want, Janae. Maybe I ain't got to listen. We'll see. Anybody moving over there? Hey, Catherine Powell. Anybody moving over there to Elon Musk's new city, Starbase, Texas? To God be the glory for all of the things he has done. Chef Don Don, you can't be like that. Chef Don Don, these are your people. Woo, child. Anyway, any more sugar spiky news. Now, y'all can't never say that black people don't do this. But these are one of y'all people. Actually, I have to. This is from my home base. This is from the Miami-Dade County area. A horrifying discovery in a Miami-Dade home has led to the arrest of a man accused of raping a 97-year-old bedridden woman in his care. Now, you'll note that as I read this article, I'm never going to say Florida, because we don't consider ourselves Florida. So I'll always insert Miami-Dade instead of saying Florida, because we don't identify with these people. And he's probably not even from Miami-Dade. He probably moved to Miami-Dade from Florida. Even more shocking, the assault was caught on camera by her concerned niece. The victim, who is nonverbal and under hospice care, was reportedly attacked by 66-year-old Timothy Morris of Homestead. That's way down there in Homestead. That might as well be North Cuba. According to an arrest report. Quote, she is nonverbal and bedridden, end of quote, her niece confirmed in the statement. Mr. Morris has been charged with sexual battery of a physically incapacitated person, per Miami-Dade County court records reviewed by People magazine. He frequently helped care for the victim in the absence, of hospice staff. The alarm was raised when a hospice nurse noticed an unusual discharge around the victim's private area, prompting the niece to install a ring camera in the bedroom on April 30th. The niece received an alert from the camera and checked the footage. She allegedly, quote, she allegedly saw Morris raping her aunt, end of quote. And that's according to the arrest report. Mr. Morris has pleaded not guilty and is being held without bond in a Miami-Dade correctional facility. Where do y'all find these sick, deranged ass people? Where do y'all find these sick, deranged ass people? Hey, tacos and tequila. Listen, y'all can talk all about the Florida people. I'm not from Florida. I'm from Miami-Dade. This man can't be from Miami-Dade. He probably moved to Miami-Dade from Florida. In our last Sugar Spiky story, I keep telling my fellow members of the Rainbow Coalition compound that this shit is happening. This shit is real. They do not, if you did not grow up during a time where being gay was not allowed, you better wake up. So what you're looking at is you're looking at a drag queen. Her name is Indica. She is performing on the sidewalk outside of P-Town Bar in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Why is she reporting from the sidewalk? Because police raided the gay bar, P-Town Bar. In a moment of resistance and queer solidarity, a drag show went on despite patrons and performers being kicked out of a bar by 20 police officers in bulletproof vests. Police raided Pittsburgh LGBTQ plus venue P-Town Bar on Friday in the middle of a drag event. Drag artist Indica was performing alongside trans model and nightlife legend Amanda Lepore when police began to gather in the back of the establishment. When Indica finished her rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody, police directed patrons to exit the bar, but did not explain why beyond saying it was a, quote, compliance check, end of quote. According to Indica, she said, quote, we waited 30 minutes outside for them to inspect every crevice, end of quote. But the patrons and performers refused to let the cops quash their spirit and instead created their own public performance space. Video captured during the wait shows the crowd belting Chappelle Roan's Pink Pony Club while Indica danced up and down the sidewalk collecting tips. Listen, these fake compliance checks that are conveniently happening in the middle of the goddamn night when you know that people are down here enjoying themselves in safe spaces for gay people is going to start to happen more frequently. I've already read about 4 or 5 instances of this. And this is akin to what was happening back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and even during the 90s, where you would have a gay establishment, a gay bar or LGBTQ plus bar or establishment, and and our people would be in there just enjoying themselves, having a good time, and then the police would rain down on them with guns and assault rifles and bulletproof vests, forcing everybody to get out saying, oh, this is code enforcement. Oh, this is a compliance check. All just trying to thwart a good time that's being had by people. Now, let's be clear. When they start to re-enable sodomy laws, because states are waiting and chomping at the bit to reinstate sodomy laws, you're going to see much more of this, and you'll start to see people being arrested for frivolous things. Yep. Back in the day when they used to do these things and they would have these raids and they would arrest people, they neglected to think that there could be straight people at these LGBT plus Q plus establishments. And a lot of times, even straight people would be, caught up in the foolishness. This kind of stuff is going to start to happen. We have been afforded several years of tolerance and privilege, but I'm telling you, members of the Rainbow Coalition compound, those days are probably going to be behind us, because they are here to let y'all know. Hey, Sharice, they are here to let y'all know that they're not here for it. Right. Places like Wilton Manors in Broward County, places like Boys Town over in Chicago, all of the neighborhoods around the country. Please be clear, they are coming. They're coming. I can assure you that Mother is okay. Mother is okay, but this is over in Mother's part of the world. This is happening. I'm in my 60s and worked at Leviticus in Manhattan, and we were rated monthly. Billy clubs were used, and we had times where it shook down. Exactly. Thank you for including that, Karen. This and many of our younger millennials and younger Gen Zers never lived through a time where this was the case. Y'all didn't have to live through the times where you had to be closeted and you had to hide in the shadows and things like that. And you had to deal with perhaps just wanting to go and having a good time in what's supposed to be a safe space. Them putting tear gas inside the building, going in there with billy clubs and guns and assault rifles, and with the SWAT team raiding these places anytime the establishments opened. Many people were maimed. Many people were hospitalized, arrested, all because they just wanted to be themselves. And now here we are again. I'm telling you, these people do not mean us well. And the Rainbow Coalition compound, I'm gonna talk to you just like I talked to the black delegation. We have to wake up and understand that the fight is now. The fight is not when it gets way too worse. You have to start your fighting in the beginning. You have to be on the cusp of this, not wait until it's already full throttle. But this is happening. As we delve um out of the sugar spike segment into our further into the dossier, I want to remind you that tomorrow is the deadline for you to have a real ID if you choose to travel. Now, if you've gotten an ID in the last maybe 5 or 6 years, you probably already have one. All you have to do is check. Let me make this bigger. If you check your respective ID, look for these one of these symbols at the bottom, either the gold star, the black star, the a gold circle with the star in it, or the black circle with the star in it, or the California bear with the star in it. As long as you see one of these on your driver's license or IDs, you are fine. If you do not see one of those, tomorrow is the deadline for you to get one. Now, you can still, if you're traveling, you can still use your passport. You can still use your military ID. You can still use your Department of Homeland Security trusted traveler card, and an enhanced driver's license. But all of the enhanced driver's license have the star on there. So I would, if you have not done so, please, if you're traveling, make sure you have your passport. If not, they're not going to let you travel. So I wanted to make this big so that you could see all of the acceptable IDs that you could have. Um, but this is actually coming tomorrow. Like I said, if you can apply for one at any time. It's just that after tomorrow, not tomorrow, after Wednesday, and I'm actually traveling on Wednesday, believe it or not. After Wednesday, they won't let you travel anymore. If you have your passport, you're fine. But I would say just go down to your local driver license place and go get a new driver license. Now you know the DMV people, they are not nice people. So just prepare yourself. Just know, y'all know what they give down to the DMV. They don't give a shit about us. Listen, y'all know down to the DMV, they do not give a damn. So just go there with patience and to have patience, okay? So um I'm just saying. Yeah, so please, 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 sir, please, ma'am, I wanted to do that today to remind you the deadline is to have it is Wednesday. So okay, I'm sorry. Thank you, Candace F. Candace F says they will let you travel, but you will be subject to additional screenings. Thank you, Candace F, for that clarification. So, yes, those of us who's going on the cruise in February, have your ID ready. You have to make an appointment first with the New York DMV. Oh, okay. And also, if you go to any government or federal office that scans barcodes on driver license. Yeah, a lot, and it's not just TSA. Thank you for that, Chef Donda. A lot of federal government buildings and offices, they will scan your driver license, and you'll need to make sure that it's a real ID. They are looking at penalties also. Here we are. But I'm telling you, if you've gotten a driver license in the past 5 or 6 years, like my driver license, I got that one, the one that I have now. I renewed that one. I want to say probably 2019 or something like that, and it had it on there. It's on there. I look, it's on there. So yeah, yeah. Well, for most DMVs, they're gonna make you make an appointment. You're gonna have to make an appointment. But because you know the DMV have all of these draconian and unnecessary ass rules. So please be prepared. I'm just telling you. Please be prepared. Social Security Administration is federal property. Please tell your elder family members, even if they are not traveling, they may need it. Yes, thank you for that. Social Security Administration, all of the federal buildings. If you have to go, sometimes people get notifications that they have to go to jury duty, be on the federal jury duty list and things like that. There are a lot of different federal buildings that you may need to go into. So please make sure that you have um, uh, especially with the elderly or and different individuals who may need assistance with getting an ID, make sure that you take them and help them get the real ID. Make your appointments now. We still got a couple days. Some places you're gonna make an appointment online for the next day if they have some openings. So please go make your appointments now and so forth. So check your driver's license tonight. And if you don't see it, just go make an appointment with the drivers. And I've even seen some places where you could do it all online and have them mail the driver's license to you. I know there are places that allow you to do everything online and you could just have the driver license mailed to you. All right. In other news, well, your president announced today, at least he was supposed to announce today. Your president was supposed to announce today. Let me check and see if he did it. That the NFL draft in 2027 Yes, he did make the announcement. Um, yes, your president is announcing that Washington D.C. is hosting the 2027 NFL Draft. It's supposed to happen on the National Mall in Washington D.C. Um, yeah, for those people in the sports like me, you may want to just understand. Please understand that the NFL is lockstep and key with your president. If you think there's any separation between your president and the NFL, you're fooling yourself. Those NFL owners and the plantations that they run in those respective cities where you see NFL teams, they are lockstep and key with your president. So Roger Goodell um um is can say what he wants to say, but they're lockstep and key with the president. Here we are. In more football news, that right there is Jason Pierre-Paul. So Jason Pierre-Paul, he said that he had his luxury Richard Mille watch jacked while he was partying in Florida on Saturday. Now, if you've never met Jason Pierre-Paul, I've met him in person. He's a real big man. He's not a little man. He's really big. The two-time Super Bowl champion said in an Instagram post Sunday, the heist went down while he was at Dare nightclub in Hollywood. I know where that's at. He claims he was trying to make his way through a crowd at the venue. He, quote, got a bad feeling in the quote, someone might have taken something from him. He later said when one of his friends asked him for the time, he noticed his $400,000 watch was no longer on his wrist. To make matters worse, he said the nightclub officials weren't exactly helpful when he asked for assistance in trying to find the thieves. Well, how you go? I've been to Dare nightclub. That place is always packed. So you want them to decipher in a sea of thousands of people who stole your watch? Why are you wearing a $400,000 watch out to the goddamn club anyway? See, this is the fuck shit that I'm talking about. I don't know what to tell you, sir. Sir, don't cry for me, Argentina, okay? Sir, I'll have nothing for you, sir. I'll have nothing. I'll have nothing for you. I'm not victim blaming Cams, but what I am saying is I'm from South Florida, okay? And the motto is NGN. Niggas gon' nigga. Niggas gon' nigga. And in South Florida, them niggas gon' definitely nigga. You out here walking around with a $400,000 watch at a nightclub where you got people running up against you, rubbing against you, touching you. That club is always packed. I've been there before. I told you he a big man, Xavier. That's a big man. He ain't small. You got pickpockets everywhere. You do not, that's the kind of thing that you only wear maybe once or twice a year at a formal sit down event. If you want to flex because you know you ain't got nothing to worry about in terms of people, robbing you, because you at that type of that, like if you going like to the Met Gala tonight, maybe you rock something like that. But you don't wear this to the club. Ciao. Rookie mistake. He's not new to this. He ain't even in the league no more. Okay. He used to play for the Giants. I very much so remember him playing. Xavier, if you think he's big now, he was bigger when he was playing. Now, Spicy Original, you might have a point there. I'm just saying. I'm not doing this with you, Green Girl. There have been times where I've moved out of Miami-Dade County, and there was a portion of my life I was living in Broward County, you know, in the Pembroke Pines area. And so that's considered South Florida. That's why I'm saying I'm from there. You know, in my adult life, I lived there for a little bit of time in Pembroke Pines for like 2 years. But then I quickly moved back to Miami-Dade when I bought my house. Oh, I know what you meant, Crazy Homebody Girl. I know what you meant. Moving on, Lady Gaga is breaking records. They're estimating this was her concert this weekend. They are estimating that the woman had somewhere between 2.1 and 2.5 million people in attendance at her concert. Now, this was a free concert that she put on for the LGBTQ plus community. And they had, this was in Rio de Janeiro. They said that there was between 2.1 and 2.5 million people at this concert. Now, this is no slight on anybody else, but in the entirety of my life, even those who've had the biggest of concerts, their concerts have always been in the thousands. Even if you said it was 100,000 people there, the woman had between 2.1 and 2.5 million people at this free concert at the Copacabana Beach. Now, they said that there was a thwarted bomb threat. There were a couple of bomb threats that were that they thwarted, but I I mean, Beyonce, you got to step your game up. Now, Beyonce, Lady Gaga has set the bar. Okay, Beyonce, Lady Gaga has set the bar. I'm looking for you to do 3 million. Taylor Swift, I'm looking for you to do 3 million. Lady Gaga said, bitch, come see me. Beyonce, Mayonnaise Mama, neither one of y'all want no parts of this. Now, shout out to her. It was a completely free concert. You ain't have to pay for nothing. I thought they said it was the largest concert in history. Don't make me lie. Now, they said last year in May, an estimated 1.6 million people attended a free Madonna concert on the same beach. I'm just saying. I think they said the let me see. Largest concert ever in history. Okay. So, Rod Stewart had the largest concert in history. They said that there was between 3.5 to 4 million people at that concert. So you're right, Green Girl. Was that Green Girl? They said she had the largest concert for a female entertainer. I'm just saying. She don't do free. She don't need the money. Uh, I think Beyonce could pull them type of numbers. I feel like if Beyonce said, I'm having a free con, Beyonce done snatched y'all money for years now. Beyonce has made hundreds of millions of dollars off of the Beehive and her acolytes and sycophants, okay? Beyonce can do a free concert, and I promise you there'll be millions of people there. I don't see why she couldn't. Give the people a free concert. If I'm Beyonce, I'm doing it just to flex. Beyonce gives me she's real competitive like that. So I figure Beyonce do it to say, bitch, I'm finna do 5 million. How what? I just feel like that's what Beyonce would do. Cause say what you want, Mama is a professional in terms of her what she does when she performs. She's a great entertainer. And I feel like Mama is competitive. I can see Beyonce say, you know what? I'm announcing that in November of this year, we're going to have a concert on Copacabana Beach in Rio, and it's a free concert. Get there, and I'm going to invite all you. And she put on one of the greatest shows on earth. And I ain't even a Beyonce fan, but I feel like this was a challenge. Challenge, Beyonce. What you gonna do, girl? What you gonna do? I feel like she could. Why limit her? Y'all supposed to be the beehive and y'all don't believe in her? Moving on. In our latest update with these two right here. So I told y'all, what was the last update I did this past Saturday? I don't even remember the update from this past Saturday. Was it that, oh, she wanted the police to stop him from taking the daughter to Las Vegas or something like that. Well, in the latest update, Tyreek Hill's estranged wife, Keita Vaccaro, she said that he done cut off her debit card. He said, baby, listen. Oh, you think it's a game? Oh, let me shut this bitch down. She claims that he, quote, unilaterally removed her from the two Chase debit cards associated with the bank accounts that she used to pay for her own expenses, the household expenses, and the child's expenses, end of quote. Baby, I don't know what you want from me. You knew what you were getting into when you got with that man. And now all of a sudden you surprised because he ain't shit. He wasn't shit before you got with him. You was looking at him as your cash cow. And I guess that didn't quite work out. I'm just saying. Shout out to House of Aaron. House of Aaron be doing some good reporting over there down to the Jasmine brand. He done turned into one of their main writers down there to the Jasmine brand. Shout out to House of Aaron. I'm just saying. You thought you was finna get your come up, ma'am. Listen, ma'am. I have nothing for you. Moving on. That would be Cleveland Browns quarterback Devin Brown. Well, apparently he's been arrested for assault on his girlfriend. That's Cleveland Browns, not running back, linebacker Devin Bush. He was arrested this past Sunday in Pennsylvania. Court records show that he was thrown in jail in the Pittsburgh area on two separate charges: simple assault and harassment. According to the police criminal complaint, his girlfriend told police that he smashed her phone during a heated dispute Sunday morning. The woman told officers she began filming him during this argument, and when he noticed her recording, he chased her around the house and aggressively tried to take her phone away. She claimed he ultimately got it quote, and smashed it so that she could not call for help, end of quote. Police wrote in the documents they noticed an abrasion on her wrist and a mark on her foot that she said she suffered, quote, from the struggle with Bush trying to take her phone, end of quote. Now, the police report states that he later admitted to destroying the phone, but denied getting physical with her. Here we are. In more athletes performing, behaving badly. Kevin Garnett, that's him, and his girlfriend Thierry Candelier. Now, she accused him of domestic violence and called the police. Now they're saying the incident occurred. When was that? A couple of days ago. I believe they said it was yesterday. Police responded to their Los Angeles area home. They said that the police addressed both parties, and that the altercation took place around 2:00 a.m., leading her to call the police. By the time the police arrived, Kevin Garnett had already left the residence. Sources close to the situation claim that Kevin Garnett was attempting to leave the house to de-escalate the conflict, and that the situation never became physical. She declined medical assistance when offered by the police. The exact details of the argument remain private, but it's clear the situation escalated to a point where Ms. Candelier felt the need to involve the authorities. Now, she's come out with a statement today saying that she regrets calling law enforcement, saying that the situation could have escalated and he could have been harmed by the police, and she now regrets calling law enforcement. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. What I do know is a lot of these a lot of these ladies have homes and have residency in a city called Stockholm. Hey, mother, we was just talking about you. We was wondering if you was okay. We was talking about how they rated P Bar. What's wait, let me get the name of the bar. How they rated P Town Bar last Friday. We was just talking about you. They was asking me, was you all right? But yes, we are glad that y'all see mother says she is all right. Now, in more news, past president of the International Federation of Fuckboys, better known as the IFFB, past president Waka Flacka, who, like I said, is past president of the IFFB, he finds himself in the news. Apparently, someone at his concert came with a swastika shirt, and he allowed the man to take the stage. During his show on Friday at the Ohm Lounge in New Orleans, as caught by a fan on Twitter, a man wearing a swastika shirt took the stage during the concert. The whole background behind this shocking display of Nazi imagery is a bit unclear, but Twitter has some possible answers. Some reports suggest that attendees claim staff refused to remove him, whereas folks allegedly tried to kick out people booing at him. Now, y'all know Wacka Flacka is part of Trump Nation. He is MAGA. And y'all know he's one of those people. Now, his manager happens to be Jewish. Now, Ohm Lounge put out a statement vilifying everything that happened. They put out a whole statement. I'm not going to read that statement, But there are claims that they tried to get the man off stage. There are claims that Waka Flacca's entourage was okay with him being up there. There's a whole lot to do about it. I don't know why y'all are surprised with anybody that depraved in the head. With it, I don't know why y'all are surprised by anyone that lacking in mental capacity would do something like this. The man is not well mentally. He's not well mentally. He's not well mentally at all. I, I, mother, we may need to have a meeting about this because I don't think these younger gays understand where we're going, how they taking us backwards. I don't think these Gen Zers and young millennials are aware of what life was like before the days of grace and mercy that we have now. Right, his mama is Deb Antony, so I don't expect anything good from him. Moving on. ASAP Rocky wants y'all to know that sometimes he puts on Rihanna's clothing and rocks it outside. And on a podcast just a couple days ago, he said, quote, "Man, pardon my language. I do what the fuck I want. But in all fairness, I want to represent and be a catalyst for daring men. I don't know who drew the line between femininity or just being feminine and masculine. I don't know who drew that line, but I don't see any barriers for me. It's not fair that my girl could just go in my closet and just take anything from it and wear it. That goes both ways. She has pieces she don't know that I actually stole. You get what I'm saying?" End of quote. He went on to say, quote, "These are all things that were meant to be emasculated and meant to look feminine. And they all started off with African men wearing them. Another fact." End of quote. Now, this was all in reference to the upcoming Met Gala this evening and some of the fashions that you'll see. But he said, yeah, he wears some of her clothing whenever he want. He's going to blur the line between you people and your purported uh masculinity and femininity. Okay, we're here for it. I'm glad. Listen, I'm glad y'all can fit the same clothes. I'm just saying. You wear her makeup as well? I just want to know. I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. In our last story of the day, now we mentioned the Met Gala. Now you know LeBron James was supposed to be one of the hosts of the Met Gala this evening. He's announced that he's not going to be there as he's still recuperating from a knee injury, and so he won't be there tonight, unfortunately. His wife Savannah will be there instead of him, but he said he won't be there. Now, he was named one of the chairs and honorary chairs and hosts for the Met Gala this evening. But yeah, he's not going to be there, unfortunately. If y'all were looking for him. Now, I'm going to be looking tonight at the fashions when I get up off here. I'm finna turn it on and see what they're giving, okay? We want to see what they're giving with these fashions tonight, okay? I'm just saying. I feel like it's about to be sickening. I'm here for all parts of it. Anybody else looking forward to the Met Gala tonight? Anybody else looking forward to the Met Gala tonight? I am. Oh, some of them already came out. I gotta go back and watch the replay if they already finished. I gotta go back and watch the replay. But it's like that every year, Cassandra. It'd be a whole lot of people that don't be on theme. They just be doing their own thing. Every year, somebody ain't on theme. I fully expect some people to look a mess like they do every year. Shout out to Lizzo, who every year looks a damn mess. I expect if Billy Porter is invited, he'll look a damn mess again, like he always does. But we'll monitor the situation. Maybe I'll get with Abby and kiss my cheeks, and we'll do like we've done in the past and do a recap of the fashions. Uh-huh. Rihanna is pregnant again. I forgot. I listen. I think you. I think you wishing too much for these people, Spicy Original. You might be wishing too much. You know, some of these people get it all wrong. All wrong. Anyway, that's run your mouth. That's the dossier for today. Let me send y'all over. Is Really Be going? What time? Let me make sure I send y'all over to Really Be. See what time she going live. But that's the dossier for today, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed yourself, go ahead and put a shondo in the chat if you enjoyed yourself um today during Run Your Mouth. If you didn't enjoy yourself, at least I enjoyed myself. Okay. Okay. So Really Be just started her live. So I'm about to send y'all over there to Really Be. She's gonna give y'all some updates on day one of the Diddy trial and some other stuff that's going on. Okay. Listen, I'll be back tomorrow. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I have a work trip later this week. So I'm gonna be out. Anyway, but we'll be back tomorrow with Run Your Mouth. And if Cams is up to it, we may even have a if Cams is up to it, we may even have red, blue, and black. Well, thank you, by the way. Thank you, KER Vixen. I didn't even know you was in the bushes. As I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. I thank y'all so much for being here with me. And I'll be back again tomorrow. Until then, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out.